Manny Cockaflopoulos here again with another multicultural story time. I hope you're all doing well out there, enjoying this fucking warm weather here in Melbourne. It's fucking sick there. Hope everyone's had a mad week there. I caught up with the boys at Degani on Tuesday night. We switched it up a bit. It was a good night as usual. We had a lot of fucking laughs. But there was a bit of an incident there. I've got to talk about it. We were sitting at the table, the usual suspects, me, Johnny, George, Tass. Nick the Budiki was up north in Queensland with his family. Yes, well, Nico, I hope you're having a fucking mad time up there, though. So we're all sitting there shooting their shit, having a laugh and whatnot. And who decides to rock up late as per usual? Bill Generakis. All right, nice. Yes, well, Bill, he sits at the end of the table because that was the only seat left. He sits down there like he's the godfather and orders a Kinotto. Fair enough. That's a nice drink, that one. It's kind of like an Italian fucking sour Coca-Cola. I dig it. The waiter brings over this little fucking bottle. It looks like a genie bottle. Leaves it, says thank you very much, walks off. Bill looks down at it. It's not the right color. It's kind of like this dark orangey cloudy drink, more like a himo. He leans back and he cracks it, like that. Calls the waiter over again. Sweet fella, nice guy. He goes, what's that? Is that a Kinotto? The waiter does a double take of the bottle, realizes it's not a Kinotto, takes it away, apologizes, says, I'll bring you back a Kinotto. Bill's like, all right, no problem. But I could see he's a bit flustered already and a bit of a dark vibe has descended on the table. So the waiter returns with a Kinotto. Nice. All right, we're set now. Bill's got his glass with the ice in it. He's got the little bottle and he proceeds to pour his drink like this. I look at him. I go, Malaka, what is this? Are you in a fucking Twinings ad? I know the bottles are dainty and whatnot, but there's a way to grab it, right? Grab it, pour the fucking thing, and even fucking slam it when you put it down. Just to make a point, just like that. It got a bit tense there between Bill and myself. Johnny and Tass and George were laughing a little. I didn't see the fucking humour. But in any case, we squashed it, we sorted it out, and we proceeded to have a fucking brilliant night. I was out last night with some friends at the Botanical Gardens. I went there prepared there with my Bluetooth speaker. When the time was right, just as the sun was setting, I bust out a little Rosa Eskenazi. Fucking oath. Not too loud, just a little bit underneath. Just to gently, quietly, slowly take us away to early 20th century Asia Minor. Fucking out there. Hearing that music coming out from that little speaker, I was transported. If you haven't heard of Rosa Eskenazi, she was a Greek-Jewish rebetika singer born in the 1890s in what is now Turkey. She sang in Greek and in Turkish. When you hear that music, it makes you just want to fucking drop out of everything and dive into the fucking speaker and travel back in time. But the beauty of music is it brings the past to the present. And if you let it do ya, you're in that space, whilst you're in this space at the same time. It's fucking magical. But the thing about Rosa Eskenazi for me is how I discovered her. I was introduced to her by this lovely young woman I was dating quite a few years back. This woman was a few years younger than me, a creative type. She still is. Wonderful person. And one day we were hanging out in her place. Summer night, the window's open. She goes, have you heard of Rosa Eskenazi? I'm like, no, I haven't. She goes, check this out. She put her on. My fucking universe exploded there. I was like, who the fuck is this? She's like, this is Rosa Eskenazi. Needless to say, we had that on in the background a lot, if you know what I mean. That music fucks with you. That music moves you. It does you. Sometimes it's a bit too deep for people. They can't handle it. They're not in the right space. I can understand that. But when you are, it's like, amen. But the thing about this particular young woman who I was going out with at the time who introduced me to fucking Rosa Eskenazi was that she was an Anglo and she grew up on the fucking Gold Coast. How the fuck does that happen? But it does. When you got an open mind and an open heart, the world does you. That's fucking true multiculturalism. But after I left the Botanical Gardens, I had a fucking beautiful ride home there. Down Royal Parade, summer night, wind blowing at my hair. And then I remembered that I had the speaker in my backpack. So I pulled over, I pulled out the speaker, I wrapped it around my right hand, got my Manny's Magyar mix going, turned it up a bit, and kept riding. It's one thing to be riding your bike with your headphones on, listening to music that way. Kala, we all do that. It's another thing to be riding your bike with music fucking filling the space. The first song to come on was Sashkin by Omar Farouk Tekbilek, one of the maddest Tiftadelia belly dancers you'll ever hear. That shit is fucking heavy. In a vari. Oh, yeah. I gotta give it to the Turks there. They do a fucking mean belly dance. They get right in the pocket. They know what's what. But then the mix skipped forward a bit and it landed on Ximeroni by Haris Alexiou, just as I had turned down into these quiet side streets. Ximeroni, day is breaking. The song is about a woman who's walking the streets just as day is breaking, thinking about where her lover is, who he's with. And she sings, Mia cardia homono, mia cardia, She's singing, I only have one heart and it cries for you every night. Oh, yeah. Day's breaking, but where are you? Who are you with? And the sun is rising, but the light's not hitting me. And it was just me and her, and she was singing to me there. And I'm on my bike with my fucking helmet, holding my fucking Bluetooth speaker, and I was fucking tearing up there. Riding through the streets of Brunswick with Haris Alexiou, filling the space. And to me, that's what multiculturalism is. There was one point as I was riding, I had a little voice, an old habit, told me to turn it down as I approached the lights, and there were other people there. Fuck that there. So I'm going to wrap this up by extending gratitude to the copella I went out with all those years ago. And also a couple of people have asked about this tattoo on my right arm. It's basically a tree with the roots exposed. As above, so below. In other words, you're nothing without your roots. Not like that, Malaka, relax.